It was one
No?
show at a time, always.
Okay.
It was like, I love Rent, let's do Rent. Oh, we could do Spring Awakening now. It was sort of, after her sold out and we had money, I thought, oh, I guess we have to do something next year.
Yeah.
Let's do Rent, right? Like, whoa, which was very stagey,
Yeah.
a Stagey Life.
How's it going? How are you?
Good, yeah, here we are on this theater center stage.
I know. When was the last time you did a play here?
Bed and Breakfast in November, December of 2020.
Wow.
The fated 2020.
Fated.
With
The
Jake
ill-fated.
D. So yeah,
Amazing.
I know.
Well, welcome. Welcome to A Stagey Life.
A Stagey Life.
So you are the artistic and managing director of Yes Theater. What does that mean? What does that even mean?
Well, it means that I am one of the people who makes some of the decisions about the shows we do, the artistic direction, where we want to go, what we want to say, who we want to impact. Yeah, it's a pretty wonderful gig.
Okay, so what do you do on the day-to-day?
Well, on the day-to-day, I work very closely with Mr. Scott Dennison, our general manager. We do a lot of grant writing. During COVID, we've really been envisioning 57,000 versions of plans. That change all the time. And spend a lot of time dreaming, really. Dreaming and then trying to make those dreams happen. Yeah.
Amazing. Okay, so what was the sort of original dream, the initial dream? How did this unfold?
I don't know. Well, so I really wanted to do hair. Everyone's heard the story 1,000 million times, right? I'm sure people could actually recite it. But I wanted to do hair. I was at St. Charles College, which is Catholic high school. Hair is not necessarily the piece to do at a Catholic high school. So, but I said, whatever, we'll do it ourselves. So, I had done a lot of singing for Italian folks around the community growing up. And when I came up with the concept to start the company, I reached out to Marianne Belois, Daniele Muscolino, Dan Josefiris, Jen and Mike Natty, and some friends, and thought, why don't we just start a theater company and we could put the show on? Because I was so enthralled in high school with the producerial aspect of making theater. And I really wanted to create a place where young people could just come together, regardless of the borders of what high schools they went to, and come together and make something really legit. And then we did. And I didn't ever think that it would become what it is.
Yeah.
Never.
How did you find the cast?
How
did you cast
It's funny
it?
because at first it was like, it will be all my friends in high school, but most of them weren't really that down. Like they all supported and things, but I thought it was going to be pretty much like the St. Charles College group of actors who were in the show. But we ended up just putting out auditions to the community, and we had this really eclectic group of people. And I, like Tessa Gooden was in the mall, and I just like went up to her and was like, "Hey, do you want to audition for hair?" So we just went and searched, and people came out, and we had 22 amazing artists in that first company, and it was really, and a lot of them are still working with Yes, yeah. So
Yeah.
it
Some
was
of them
nice.
are on this show.
Some of them are on this show.
But did you have any idea, like when you first did this, how big it was going to be? Like, did you have any? What was the sort of thought process? Did you think it was going to go forever? Did you think?
No, it was one
No?
show at a time, always.
Okay.
It was like, I love Rent, let's do Rent. Oh, we could do Spring Awakening now. It was sort of, after her sold out and we had money, I thought, oh, I guess we have to do something next year.
Yeah.
Let's do Rent, right? Like, whoa, which was very stagey,
Yeah.
a Stagey Life.
That's totally nice.
But it really snowballed. And then after I went to Georgia Rowan Theatre School, and some of the people, some of those artists, myself, Janie, Michael Boyce, Tessa, Jake Deeth, those folks who early on Ruthie Nkut, who were part of the group. Once we started going out and getting more experiences, I really started to realize that, it could become something bigger. We could make this not just about the experience for the people, but we could really start to ensure that the actual quality of the work and making really great theater for a community happens. So that's at that point is really where we started to see the actual merger of the professional and the community-based ideologies merging, right? Where we focus on the experience of the individual within this project and the experience that they leave the project with, and the specificity and the quality and the execution of a really great piece of art.
So let's get into that though. So when did things start to morph from a more sort of community moment to, I mean, would you call it professional theater? What would you, how would you describe it?
Yeah, I think it is exactly, what I like to say is it is a merger of community and professional-based practices and ideologies. So within the community theater world, right, the intention is very much to serve the individual, the feeling that people get from being part of a community or being part of a project, a group of people, finding friends, finding their niche, right? But in the professional world, it is very much more about the specificity of the craft, how the work affects the audience, how it affects change, educates people. And of course, you achieve that with community theater, of course. But the focus is a little bit different, right? So this sort of active merger really started, I guess, after I went to George Brown. But even at that point, in those couple of years, we still weren't paying our artists, and it was still kind of just for the love of it. So that all majorly shifted, I would say, in season 6.
Yeah.
But I'm glad they had this trajectory, because I think I always look back, if we would have started Yes Now and tried to make it what it is just from the get-go, I don't think we could have achieved it. I think the fact that we all were just chilling in a parking lot and doing it for fun is what allowed us to reach this kind of grand trajectory over this decade, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, I think so. I mean, you need to have slow growth.
Totally.
10 years. What's the next 10 years looking like?
Well, we're in season 13 now.
Oh no.
So we're going into season 13. What's it look like? Well, we're building a theater.
Okay. Whoa.
Which is exciting.
What called?
Called the Refectorio.
No way.
A communal dining hall for the soul. So that's happening, and yeah, what we want to do is we want to build Canada's largest musical theatre festival. But principally, we want to encourage regional communities and regional artists to lean into the Yes Theatre form, right? We want to support citizen artists, which is individuals who live, work, and play in our community and who believe in artistic connection, right?
Yeah.
So we have nurses, we have grocery store clerks, teachers, all these different people in our community who are professional artists, right? So that's another thing, is that we're sort of smashing away at these, I think, archaic notions of what professional art is and means, right?
Well, yeah, I think that's interesting, because I mean, knowing you keep coming back here, and you could work anywhere, and you could leave, and it could be your dream to just go to New York and be on Broadway. So why do you come back, and why do you love it here? I mean, you've spoken to it a bit already.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think, the most important place to make art is the places that don't have it. And not that Sudbury doesn't have it, because we actually have an astoundingly rich artistic community. But I just think, we have a responsibility as artists to inspire, to make people see things differently, to sort of, open the curtains of perspective. And the places that I think we're going to be able to really do that are communities that are outside of our major urban centers, right? Those are the cities, those are the people, those are the stories that I feel particularly passionate about exploring. And working in these communities, you just feel you feel a really active sense of impact. I don't know if that makes sense, but you could see it. You could see it in the faces of the community members who sit in the audience and are grateful, and they come to you after and they go, thank you for bringing this to our city.
Yeah.
Which just feels different than wonderful performance,
Yeah.
It feels more connected and rooted, and I don't know, you sort of sleep better in a way. You know? And I love everyone here, right? We've really made this wonderful community that continues to grow, and it's,
I mean, let's talk. I mean, are there some specific stories? We have Denise, someone like her. We have the youngins that keep coming in. We have people who come from Stratford and Shaw.
Yeah, I think in terms of what's great about Yes is that we always try to pull in people from different walks of life, right? And what that does is it creates a unique ecology of people as opposed to a group of elite artists, right? Which to me is just far more fascinating to watch and just hits in a different way, right? Because you see all these people. I've spoken about the forum as like, or certainly my work as a director is that I'm trying to create a painting and everyone in the company is a color, right? And we need to use all of the colors. There might be some that are a little bit more prominent here and there, right? But everyone leans on each other, right? So we take people's strengths and we support their weaknesses and we create this picture that is, like I said, this unique ecology of people with their various experiences and, you know, and when we bring in folks from out of town, right? Some of the professional artists, I don't even want to use that word, but some of the artists who aren't based in Sudbury, let's say,
An art
come
is their
in.
profession.
Yeah, art is their profession, yeah. They fall in love with the city.
Yeah.
They fall in love. Like we could ask literally any of them.
Yes.
And they've loved being here in Sudbury, right? And they
And they
love
keep coming back.
and they keep coming back,
Yeah.
right? So it's just this, it's like we're building a restaurant that people have their favorite dishes and they want to just come and eat. You know me and the food analogies. But it
This
is,
the first and
it
not
is,
last.
it's a table. We're building a big table and we're saying like, there's always a chair for you, you know?
Beautiful.
Yeah.
There's always a chair for you.
There's always a chair for you.